one singular person does not alter the world, at least not every day, but you play your part in altering the world. And so I want to play my part in moving science forward. I really love groundwater. I love water specifically, not because I just drink a lot of water, but more because I find it a fundamental human right, and I think that everyone deserves access to clean water for sanitation and for drinking and cooking. Groundwater specifically can be an access point where there is no other access point, where you don't have a river, you don't have a water treatment plant, you don't have a lake that you can draw from. And so groundwater is sometimes where you can drill in the middle of a desert and find life there. I started at OU as a meteorology student. As I kind of moved into other things, I got interested in climate. After that, I worked for the state of Oklahoma in groundwater sciences, and then kind of thought I want to get out there again, maybe get into some academia, really challenge myself. And so it was a bit of a winding path figuring out exactly what I love, but I think that I landed here and I've fallen in love with it. Unfortunately, when you already have a bachelor's degree, coming from industry and coming back to school, there's not a whole lot out there in terms of financial help. Not even banks would lend money to someone like me just because of my status as a student. I was beyond happy to see that. Congratulations come through on the email.
For the graduate students, it really helps with their research. There are many other expenses that our graduate students incur during their thesis or dissertation research, and such funding really helps them getting through their program.
I don't have to be worried about, man, I could be getting, hours at the lab, or I could be out there giving a bicycle tour to try and pay the bills back home. And so it's really nice. It takes the pressure off. It makes it so that I can enjoy my studies, I can focus on my studies, I can get the most out of them and still be able to pay the bills and survive at the end of the day. All just for filling out an application and telling my story.
At the beginning, it was hard because of the culture shocks. It was hard to start, in a different country. In general, it's just hard. You don't have your family with you. You have, there's no one that you know around you. It's just you by yourself, and that's all. So I'm originally from Oman. It's located in the Middle East, and when I graduated from the high school, I got the scholarship to the United States, picking the major I want. So I picked geology, and they picked for me University of Oklahoma. My scholarship that I got from my country does pay for my tuition, but then I have to depend on myself for my expenses, life expenses.
These students have a number of obstacles, and a lot of times we don't know about them. One of our recipients this year of the OGF Field Camp Grant is a student that works at least 30 hours a week at an off-campus job while trying to be a full-time undergraduate student. And I don't know how they do it.
During this summer, it will be really hard because I heard from previous students who did the capstone already that it takes them 10 to 12 hours doing the work of the capstone, and I'll be doing my capstone during summer, and I don't think it will be possible to focus on my studies and capstone at the same time, focus working.
Field Camp or Field Geology is the capstone course in most undergraduate curricula around the world. So it gives the students an opportunity to learn the skills and the concepts that they've mastered in all of their previous courses and apply them in a field setting. They can see features in 3 dimensions that maybe previously they've only seen pictures of or images of on the computer or in books.
A real geologist will be able to read maps and to draw those maps and to better understand map. I mean, that's why we're geologists. I'm really thankful that I got the scholarship, and I'm really thankful that I'll be able to actually really focus on my studies, because my capstone is 6 credit hours and it will really just boost or destroy my GPA. Having the scholarship will help me to focus on my capstone, get the grade that I want, so basically will build my entire life. It's just amazing to see that there is an organization that actually care to fund or help the people who are studying earth science in general.
The best way I can be successful is by really just changing even one person's life, having a positive impact on their life. And I think teaching really allows me to do that. I first got interested in teaching as a graduate student, and so when I came back to teaching several years later, I realized that I had really missed that opportunity to kind of interact with people, share my perspective, try to get them to be excited about it, because I think that just makes, that makes life and learning a lot more interesting. Here at Rose State College, many of our students come from a socioeconomic background where they haven't had the opportunity to go out and just kind of experience geology firsthand here in their own state. I try to make my class as fun as I can, but there's only so much arm waving I can do and pointing at pictures to try to, drive home the point. But when I actually can take them outside and say, this is what we've been talking about. Without scholarships, there would be a lot of our students that would really miss out on the opportunity to get out and, discuss and research and see some of the other working professionals who we're going to partner with see and practice what we've been teaching them. The Geologic Foundation has been super gracious to provide our students with some scholarships to really help offset, the cost of taking time off work to go do these things versus, do I take time today to study and focus on my coursework and miss work and not be able to pay, my gas to get to school or my food for that day? Or, can I really focus on my coursework? Can I get out? Can I be excited and not be stressed from what I'm missing financially? We're really fortunate that the foundation has been able to step up to fill that gap for our students.